Game on, everybody, and welcome to another video. First and foremost, I just wanted to say thank you so very much. My first Market Watch video did exceptionally well, and I just wanted to give a big thank you. Day one release, there was over 300 different unique visitors, and by the end of this week, from the time of this video, there's been a near 1,000 unique visitors. So thank you so very much for checking out the website. I hope you guys enjoy it, and let me know what else I can do to improve it. Thank you to all the new subscribers and Patreon membership people who registered as well, joined my Discord and all that. I really greatly appreciate that. And even thank you to the people who left comments and likes on the video, because that truthfully does help go a long way as well. And I tried my best to respond to everybody. So thank you again so very much. And let's get on to the video. So today I wanted to kind of quickly highlight some cards. I did pull some to the side, which we'll discuss by color pie and color combinations. And we can see that as the week has changed, one thing that I really wanted to showcase is that the LR distribution for cards in general, it seems like most of them, once this opens up right here, we can see that from the 24-hour change, these have gone down. But since when we last did the video, everything's really down, which is fantastic. Just I hope this means that people were getting more cards in or are able to find what they're looking for. The only thing that I see currently up is this the Char's Gelgoog and the Gundam. Surprising to see this one up. I thought this would maybe be a little bit more down because this specific aggro deck, well, okay, there is one deck I guess that does play, right, that recently did get some new hype and support, which is the Year One Federation, or Year One War Rush, which I love that name. And then we see that we have the Gundam from the starter deck also up. Let me just double check to make sure nothing else is up. Well, I guess technically the seed stuff, so it looks like the starter stuff is up, but it's because I think maybe people can't find the starter decks themselves. But this is ultimately really good because Wing Gundam Zero was like a $20 card on release, and it seems to be really down. And even the Freedom Gundam that at one point reached $50 is even down as well. And we'll go ahead and talk more about the differences. But I really kind of wanted to showcase to everybody where the LRs are. But we're going to go ahead and go into the individual cards. I basically went through my app as like normal, and I was clicking around, just went through, and I picked some stuff out here. So I kind of wanted to kind of give you guys how I use the app. But if you guys are interested, feel free to check out my website at magicalmeta.inc/Gundam. So in no particular order, I'm just kind of going by, I try to organize it as best as I could, but what we have here is, of course, the Gundam from the starter deck 1. I briefly talked about it in the intro, and this card just seems to be up only just because, well, I mean, it's a starter deck card, and this is kind of really normal for a lot of starter decks when games are like really hard to get into. But if you guys can find a starter deck for a decent price, definitely pick it up. But I mean, they are a hot commodity. There is a rumor though that Targets and local retail stores have gotten them. I still strongly suggest you support your locals, because that is what ultimately holds those communities for this tournaments. But if you could find a good deal, for sure pick it up, especially if you're just trying to play the game. Alternatively too, that if you really take the time to piece out all the cards within a starter deck and just buy them online as individual singles, you can realistically kind of build the decks. I haven't really done it since like last week, but I think some decks were like 15 to 20 bucks for play sets of everything. Now it's not necessarily the case anymore for the Gundam starter deck for Heroic Beginnings. So I hope you guys can find it, but if you can get singles, it's always just easier to get singles. Of course, buying the starter deck will give you that extra promo pack to give you an alt art. So I mean, I get why people really want the sealed deck for that extra chance, but if you really want to get into the game, you might just have to buy some singles to build out the rest of the deck. And then another Gundam that I wanted to showcase is this Gundam GD01 for New Type Rising, and this has the effect of when so all your white base team units gain recovery +1 or repair 1, and then when you pair it, if you have 2 or more units, other units in play, you get to draw 1 card. So I think this is a decent card. I think the starter deck 1 is way better, but this could be a supplemental card to include in the decks if you can't find the original starter deck Gundam. So just something to kind of keep an eye out. I think some decks are also teching this in just because as a great mid-range unit for the mid game. and it has pretty decent stats. And of course, it has the link with Armor Array, the best pilot in the game, right? And then Gun Cannon. Gun Cannon is also back up. We saw it go way down, but now it's, I mean, it's peaked, right? And I only kind of was brought to my attention just because my app was able to catch that, and I kind of wanted to just share that information with everybody. That this Gun Cannon is up, but funny enough, I wonder if I can find this right off I just was thinking, because this has a beta print as well, right? Yeah. So I mean, these are not hollow. I would suggest, like, if you were to buy them, I like the beta edition just because of one very niche thing, is that the numbers on the bottom corner, they're colored to match the card's color chart. So again, Gun Cannon's up, but this is actually low in comparison to what we have historically. And if you were holding out to buy your Bonar links, I think this is the best time to pick them up. Of course, that you only need the base rarity in order to play this card. This card does have 4 different rarities, including a beta version if you really want to ball out and pick that up. But I wouldn't really suggest that. A lot of the beta cards that are at the top end seem to be way overpriced for what they are. I get that they're beta exclusive and the art won't be, well, likely not reused. We'll see, because I mean, Bandai has done some things in the past to where like really coveted cards such as like manga rares and One Piece were the top end, and then they got reprinted, and that kind of like messed with some people's collections. But I mean, like, if you're just trying to play the game, which I'm just like, I like to play the game, but if it's my favorite pilot or my favorite units and characters, I really try to go and max rarity it out where I can. But just to play the card, this is like finally the best time to probably pick up your Bonar links. Also, to talk about a Unicorn Gundam that is paired with Cyber New Type. This is not. This is related to the red blue ping damage deck that people like to call that. And I think this is a pretty good card. I see it coming up. And it's when you pair it, you get to choose one enemy unit with 3 or less HP and rest it, which is really good just because like that is like the blocker's like threshold. And if with that deck combination in particular, is that you could put a damage on a card itself and then it breaks it into that threshold to like rest it, or like those really cheap blockers, you could just arrest them when this comes into play. Especially if you get to link it with Marita Cruz, you can go ahead and just or any Cyber New Type, right? You can go ahead and just pin it and then swing for that damage, because that is what that kind of aggro strategy likes to go into. Since we're talking about red cards, we're going to go ahead and move on to red cards. So Marita Cruz, this card is at its highest. Well, no, not highest. Highest was at like $10 at one point. I wonder if I can find the actual listing here, but I saw it reach basically $10, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to be able to afford this card for what it is. And I was just kind of hoping for some kind of like reprint or alt art, but that isn't from the beta. But considering that she is so core to the strategy, I think her price point may be justifiable. If you can get this card for cheaper, I mean, on average, rares seem to be about $1. Let me double check my app real quick. Let me also exclude the starter deck cards. And then, so we have rares, base rarity. Yeah, so base rarity, average price is about $1.39, excluding the starter deck cards. I can even maybe funnel this down to make sure no promos and no beta cards. And so we'll go back to this and we'll go to my rares, $1.39. Okay, so yeah, and that's how I like to use that. So if I see a card that is right below the average price, or really near it, truthfully, I can better justify like picking it up. I mean, she is down. I would say that this is a decent buy, especially if you need it for the deck. Yeah, for sure, go for it. But what's also great is that, so we have these store tournament winner packs. This is the Kshatriya alt art from those packs, and this is the vanilla. It's not the one for ping, but I just kind of wanted to showcase that this card exists. There's not really that many sales for it. There's only been 6 sold for it, so I think it's really trying to figure out what these cards will go for. So I would maybe hold out on these unless you can justify the pricing for yourself. But these tournament pack winner packs seem to be like, because of course this is only for the winner packs, this is something fairly like newer into the market, but as soon as more gets added, you'll see it more stabilized at a lower price point. One card I really wanted to showcase today, though, is Battle of Aces. Battle of Aces is, I think, a card that is super slept on. People are only playing it in the ping strategy decks. I think there is a reason to pick this up sooner than later, because this price point is pretty like stable for what it is. If you also want to bling it out, you can get the alt art rarity. People were buying it because it was like super low, but I just wanted to kind of talk about the base rarity card. I think this is still a really solid card to pick up sooner rather than later. It's a little bit over the average price of a rare, which is, I think, justifiable. It's about $2, excluding shipping. But if you can get this card, I would say just pick it up, because when the purple cards come out, there already seems to be a strategy of like when your cards have damage on them, you can use this to punish their play style and kind of capitalize off of theirs. So instead of trying to make those like 2-for-1 trades, you can really just now do this action or command card for a trade onto their units. Buster Gundam. This card, it was up. It was crazy. It was actually really down, then it was really up, then it was kind of like mid-tier. So this might be the best time to also pick up Buster Gundam. People are really trying to get the Zaf deck kind of figured out. It's definitely one of the weaker decks. I've seen some lists as well. It's like this white-red Zaf deck, or I can see it, and it's doing decently well. I just think that 5 threshold, or AP threshold for that deck specifically, is really difficult to reach. But this makes it so much easier just because it's a support 3. That helps a lot. So I would say this is the core card for those types of effects that you should like, if you need it for the deck. Like, nobody like needs it in general, I would say, but this card is one of those key support cards that is a staple in those strategies. So keep an eye on this one, just because I think there's something here, especially if it's an LR that's under the average. Like, hey, might as well. Might as well. And then I do not know how to pronounce this name. Lagoi, sorry. But this is one of those cards that has, if this unit has 5 or more AP and is attacking an enemy unit, you can choose one enemy unit and deal 2 damage to it. So that can basically help you trade 2-for-1s, especially with like the really weak blockers or like aggro strategies. It is unfortunate though that it has to have the 5 AP, but when you pair it, it'll hopefully go up to the 3. It's so unfortunate that the Zaft pilots, at least off the top of my head, don't have the +2. So at least that you would be able to pair it with a pilot and then use the base that gives the +1 to reach those thresholds. But if you use it with Buster, you'll be able to pair it up, reach the 5 thresholds, and then do some effective 2-for-1 trades. I mean, the card is really cheap for a rare as well. It's like 1/3 of average of a rare price too. So something to kind of consider if that's what you're trying to look at into those Zaf builds. And then we have dual Gundam aerial Shroud. This came up just because it was it was one of the top risers, and then it kind of stabled out again. So I just kind of wanted to point this out because it is a Zaf card, and since we're talking about Zaf cards, it has the ability of, when paired, you can look at the top 3 cards of your deck, and then you get to deploy 1 Zaf unit that's level 4 or lower. So any type, so it has really good stats. I would say it's a 5/4 with a body that's a 4/4, so it gets around the Wing 0 like threshold, so it doesn't get knocked out. And it has the ability that when you pair it, you get to essentially play 1 for free, or a level 4 or lower that's free, which shouldn't be like ignored, because that essentially comes out as playing a body, pair it, because it's when paired, you don't have to link it, and then get to play an extra body to help you kind of go wider and do some really awesome plays. So I think this card should be something, if you're trying to make the Zap work, the cards that I just talked about, that's kind of what you need to look for when you're trying to build out the deck. We're going to move over to green now, though, if I can pull that up now. All right, so we have green. I have Charizu II from the starter deck. This one is the one that's up that I wanted to kind of showcase to you guys. It's again just a starter deck card, pretty core. The year 1 aggro deck is really relevant, seeing a lot of play, just because a lot of the strategies seem to be very late game focused, and how you beat those end game late game is by punishing them, by overwhelming them with a ton of pressure and just bulldozing them over. And I think that if you want to build that really aggro strategy, the blue-green strategy might be the best strat. I haven't really play tested it more, but I wouldn't say that it's solved, and I don't even think it's supposed to be a deck that was kind of supposed to be discovered until set 2, just because there's a card that's coming out in set 2 that kind of helps with the green-blue strategy overall. But I mean, this works. I love it thematically. I think it's great. I've been learning a lot of lore about the card game. I've been playing a lot of webcam games and going to play like local physical games as well, and just kind of getting the insight from players who love the series and card games, whereas I'm somebody who's outside who only really played like Gundam Evolution, and I just kind of like love card games in general, and I really enjoy this one. Anyways, I'm going off too much on a tangent. So overall, I think this is great. A core card, of course, but we're talking about the low end. Let's go back and talk about the high end cards for like late game stuff. Wing Gundam Zero. This is honestly such a fantastic price point. Look at this guy, even has 4 copies that if you wanted to pick them up. Realistically though, I don't think you need 4, but if you want to get the 4, go for it. But this is really down. As I showed in the beginning of the video, right, where this is once at one point $40, and it's now kind of hitting that average, or I would say like $20 for like a good card. It's so close to there. I'm pretty tempted, and I don't even play the ramp style deck or the Wing Zero deck. So I mean, great card. Really good time maybe to consider picking this up. But one card I wanted to, so we have the store participant packs, which had a Gundam Wing Gundam Bird mode, and this is just the alt art. Just like I said before, maybe these, well, I think this comes in a holo version as well, so people are trying to figure out where to price these out, but you can see 48 of them sold. I mean, this card, I think it looks really cool, and it's going to be one of those core cards for a ramp style strategy. So I mean, maybe just wait a little bit longer if you're really interested in picking it up. Oh, actually, it's only holo foil. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Duh, it's right in front of me. I don't know why I didn't think about that. But I swore that there was like a one that came with like a symbol on it, like the Gundam TCG symbol on it. So, but this is the store participant. I think I'm thinking of like a winner's pack maybe, where it has that signal. These are still very fresh to me, so I'm not really sure. But I just want to kind of showcase to this card because this is one of those staple cards. Just keep an eye out on. One card that is getting a lot of recent play to kind of counter the white-blue meta that's going around is the Shanglong Gundam, where it has the Breach 4, and then when you attack, you get to choose one enemy unit with blocker that's level 3 or lower, and then just destroy it. So this one allows you to swing into a blocker, like it forces your opponent to block it. And if they do, well, okay, they want to block it, right? So they're gonna take the damage to their base, and this has a 4/4 body. When you pair it, it gets even stronger to crack those 5 HP bases. If your opponent decides to block it, they're still gonna take damage. It won't be enough to crack it, so that's why I said like they're forced to block it, because they rather, like, you'll swing at their base and you're gonna threaten to knock out their base, and they have to block it, maybe do an unfavorable trade, but like that just saved them 1 HP at like best case maybe on their base. And then when you also attack with it, you get to destroy a really weak blocker. So on the attack, you destroy a weak blocker. They had to use a stronger blocker or like a less favorable blocker that they didn't want to use. So good card. I think it's great. I think it's a little too high cost though. But again, with a ramp style strategy, you play this 1 turn earlier. Maybe if you go second, you get to play it 2 turns earlier. So, and then with that card, I also wanted to kind of showcase Sandrock. It has the deploy. You may deploy 1 Maganac corpse unit from your hand. So anything that says you get to play something for free, keep an eye out on it. So it's a rare. It's really cheap. Kind of goes hand in hand. So just wanted to showcase that. And then one card that's seen some tech play is Peaceful Timbra. But this is the alt art that I kind of wanted to showcase, that this is kind of getting a little bit of a spike. because somebody kind of tinkered around with it, where it's like an anti-aggro strat card. So during this battle, your shield area cards can't receive damage from enemy units that are 4 or less, level 4 or lower. I think this is a decent tech card. I would play it as maybe a 2 of. You can pair it as a pilot. It gives you that ramp with Death Scythe. So really cool card. And then now we're gonna go ahead and talk about the white color card. So what I have is the Unforeseen Incident store promo pack. I mean, I like this card, and if you happen to like the Seed series more than what the other series has, this is for you. You can use this as an alt art. I think this card though is really good. I've been working on an aerial rebuild command deck, which if you guys are interested in that video, please let me know in the comments. Or maybe if this video gets I don't know, like 50 likes, I'll rush to make it sooner than later. Just let me know, because my last video did 60 and I didn't even really ask for a like goal. So I mean, if we can reach 50 on this one, I'll go ahead and post my aerial rebuild command toolbox deck, if that's something you guys are interested in. But anyways, Unforeseen Incident, I think this is a great card. I've seen it being teched out as a 2. I love interaction in card games, and this is basically catching a lot of people by surprise when you play this. So good card. And then Freedom Gundam, the once $50 card is now half that price. So if you guys were holding out on buying some Freedom Gundams, maybe now's the time. And then Aerial Rebuild, this is the lowest price point I have seen it. Yeah, so this is the lowest price point that I've seen it. This is what's been tracked as well. And I think now is the time I pick it up. So I've been holding out, just waiting for it to be a better price, but I think this card will see a lot more play. It requires a very specific play style of a deck, a very command heavy deck. And if you guys want the secret sauce that I've been working on, surprise, I actually have it built for all 4 deck types, all 4 color combinations. So I have a blue white, green white, red white, and sorry, purple white would be the next one. So all three combinations. So if you guys are interested in something like that, let me know and I'll go ahead and make that. But again, everybody, just thank you so very much for the feedback that you guys all gave me. I really greatly appreciated it, and I just wanted to say thank you again from the bottom of my heart. If you guys are enjoying this video, please remember to like and subscribe for more Market Watch videos. I'll try to do this every week, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm out of here.